Marina. Hey,
Ugh.
did I wake you up?
As a matter of fact, Adrian, you did. I was having a lovely little nap.
I see. So, guess what happens as we start to age?
We need more naps?
That's right, my sleepy sister. We need more naps. And the older we get, the more we will need.
That's right, Adrian, because even though I used to think that we could sleep less when we got older, the reality is that older people need just as much sleep as younger people do. So the problem is that as we age, we tend to have more interrupted sleep. We have to get up, for instance, to go to the bathroom. We get leg cramps. We get restless leg syndrome. We have chronic back issues. There's all kinds of reasons why our sleeps are interrupted. But that's part of the aging process. I won't even talk about things like sleep apnea. The
Mhm.
reality is that we also need to go to bed earlier than we used to because we don't stay up as late like we did in our earlier partying selves. Remember those days?
I remember the early partying days. I think those days are kind of gone. Now we take more care of ourselves, and things like sleep is important. But we're talking about naps and why naps are important. Well, because they have the little bit of nap in the afternoon. It just refreshes you. It increases your mood, your learning capability. Of course, we're talking about cognitive functions, improve your memory, increases your energy. And I did mention mood, as in good mood, my little sister.
Well, that is excellent news because I nap every day right after work.
Oh, that's good. Well, do you have some tips for us then?
I sure do. According to experts, including myself, who is a professional napper, I like to think, they're suggesting that you nap earlier in the day. The recommendation is between 1 to 3 o'clock. And the reason for that is to not interfere with your nighttime sleep. I get off work at 4, so that's when I do my nap because in the end, it is really about what works for you in your own timing. They're also suggesting that we aim for 20 to 30 minutes. That sort of seems to be the sweet spot. Other tips is find yourself a nice, quiet, restful place. Stay away from computers and turn off your cell phone. And just be in a comfortable place at a nice, cool temperature that is comfortable to yourself.
Well, there's also the downside to napping. That is like, what happens if your nap turns into a 90-minute snooze fest? Then you're no longer getting any of those benefits that we just talked about.
Well, that is true. And I know that there is some speculation that actually sleeping longer is detrimental to older people.
Well, can you tell us some of those?
Adrian, it is a bit of a controversy. I think you're calling it the sleep paradox. What some of the research is finding when older people had longer naps, and we're talking about 90 minutes, 2 hours, that they actually were detrimental to their health. That's what they're finding was. However, the problem with these kind of surveys and results is that they're often skewed and there isn't enough science really here. The results can be totally misread. Like some people critical of this are basically saying that older people that are having health issues that are sleeping longer are sleeping longer because they have health issues. It's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg, you know? I mean, obviously if you're sick and if you're ill, you're going to nap a lot longer. You're going to sleep a lot more. And I mean, the biggest problem I think is just interfering with your sleep. And honestly, if you wake up and you're having regular naps and you're going to bed at a decent time and you're still not feeling restful, you really should go see a doctor. A lot of people, especially as we get older, suffer from sleep apnea, especially snorers.
Yeah, I know. We know all about snorers, don't we?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. I think you do. We're just covering it up, but that's okay. We will move on to the subject. Snoring, there is little gadgets that'll help you. Sleep apnea is a serious condition and you do need medical attention. So go see a practitioner if you suffer from that. But a lot of people are insomniac just because they have a busy mind. And when they go to bed, the just mind starts going in 100 different directions. And that is something that there are remedies for that. You can see a sleep specialist. I find that I sometimes like put on like rain sound or wave sound and just think about counting or the elevator starting with 10th floor, going down to 9th floor. 8 floors, 7 floors till I get to 0, so you kind of calm yourself. Do you have any other suggestions? We're just totally off topic here, but that's okay.
Well, I think I don't think it's really off topic. I think sleep and napping are basically a little sleep, as far as I'm concerned. I think there's some people who I've always had the gift of being able to nap anywhere. I think you and I have traveled a lot through Europe. I remember I'd close my eyes and I'd be out for 15 minutes, bumpy bus ride. You would be wide awake. So, do you nap? Are you able to actually engage in any naps?
I have never in my whole life had a nap, no matter how tired. If I get 2 hours of sleep at night, I don't nap. And do you know why? Because I am not a person who can do a 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute nap. If I nap, it's going to be hours and hours. And then my sleep is gone. I'll be up all night. So I do stay away for that reason. And also, I have such a hard time falling asleep. Napping is not for me. It's great if it works for you, but it's not for me.
And you know what? This actually really drives home the point about cognitive benefits and improved mood.
I am always in such a good mood, as you know, but somebody else is not, is cranky and grumpy.
That's because I need a nap. Okay, I'm gonna give you my. I will confess here that in my nap, I actually nap in the arms of Tina. And Tina is the name of my massage chair. So I put the timer on it, and Tina heats me up and gently pummels me and rocks me to sleep. And then my 30-minute nap is over. Ding, the massage is over, and I wake up. Yeah, I think you know what? I think you need a Tina. But if you will excuse me now, I actually have a date with a pillow. And I'll be seeing you after a few Z's.
All right. Well, you go have your Z's, and I will go read a book. And I find that relaxing or just quiet, reading something. And that's my little nap to myself. And yeah, so if anybody out there has a story, please share it with us. We'd love to hear it.
So, as we follow the road to aging well, regular naps will improve your brain function and your mood. Now, if you're like Adriane, maybe a quiet corner with a book, a little meditation, or a nice cup of tea. Maybe quiet time is all you really need for a few minutes for you to age well.